Welcome to Next 24. Here we are demoing how Gemini can help you with assisted analytics, right? So Gemini has a new feature embedded now called function calling. What allows you to do is make your SQL developers and the complexity of developing SQL kind of minimized, right? What it also allows you to do is any business users who are not SQL savvy interact with the backend systems. And the systems could be anything. It could be relational database, analytics database, CRM, Salesforce systems to run queries in a non-business fashion, right? That's what it does. So if you look at the challenges that it solves, in the past, when you are dealing with these large language models, oftentimes those models are frozen in a point in time. What that does is makes your information outdated, right? So let's say, for example, if you're looking at the currency exchange rate, and if you look at the query, the LLM may say, well, I don't have the data as of today, but I can show you something from last year. But that's not what you want. You want real-time exchange rate. So it helps you solve that. It also helps you embed and pull data from multiple sources real time. So it's not a static data, even though it's grounded to certain data elements, but you can also invoke certain external API calls to push the data in. And it also gives you a very consistent view of the data as it exists. So in sales order, you need to make sure that the sales order and the sum of the sales amount is right on the money, right? So it does that. So what Gemini does is really makes your complex workloads much simpler, right? By providing that automation in the back end. That's what the power of the Gemini is. And it also allows you to enable some workflow automation. So if you're in a help desk and you want to kind of have a chatbot-like experience, it gives you that capability as well. So why don't we show you the demo real quick, and Kenny's going to now show you the demo of this product.
All right, thank you, Manoj. Now let's switch. This is the small application we built. This is a Python app. We only have 270 lines of code. You see, here we have sample prompts. These are unstructured, written in natural language. Any of your business analysts or executives can access database without knowing or without any skills of a SQL query language. Let's say pretend I want to know, and in my database, hey, what a percentage of all the return? Okay, I just interrogate my database with that kind of question. The SQL call with BigQuery, that goes on, they make it a function calling, then return the result. So the right answer come back and say 9.95% order are returned. How do we get that conclusion? Here's the SQL query we generated, and you see in the whole process, let me show you more details here. You can see this is the function call we make. We listed what database, within the database, how many tables we have, 7 tables. Then within the table say, hey, where's the order? Order is here. We point to the order table. Then we generated the SQL query. This is SQL query return that is 7%, almost the numbers. All right, let's see what's the source code behind this. Okay, you see, that's the old 279 of code. In this Python code, we did not tell you, we don't need to tell you how to write a SQL. All the Gemini Pro model, smart enough, they do automatic translation. They get your natural language question, convert and generate a function code, and based on that function, then we do loop until we find the final result for the question you were asked. Let me turn this back to my teammate Manoj, and he can explain the next one.
So just to summarize, what we showed you is how a non-technical user can interface with Gemini, and Gemini will do all the coding on the back end, right? So what it does is as a user, I simply provided a prompt, and the prompt will call the right functions, which runs the SQL query against the backend system, right? In this case, we're showing how it's going to pull data from BigQuery, one of Google analytical platform, and then BigQuery provides a response back to the function, and that function then transfers the response back into a human readable natural language, and that's what the user is presented. So as you can see, you start with a very basic English language. The Gemini takes care of all the technicalities, and then you get the answer back in a plain English. There are multiple use cases that Gemini can work with. We demonstrated one use case, but if you have finance systems, databases, documents, right, unstructured data, you have support systems like chatbot that you want to build, it can allow you to interact with all kinds of systems as long as it has an open API calls that Gemini can make to it. And so as a call to action, we have a lot of stuff going on the next 24. It's a very popular event. We would like to have folks look at this QR code. You can get the source code for this that we demonstrated. You have very good articles published in the blogs that they can read up more about the function calling, which is a new capability launched just 2 months ago in Gemini. And you can also get some sample codes and development tools through this URL link as well. Thank you so much for your time. Yes.
Yeah, you're welcome to play at home. Go for it.